and you're on.
You know, my name is not James Lott Jr. You cannot buy me where James Lott Jr.'s are sold. I got myself a little bit of wine. I've been drinking, as you can tell. My name is Flobo Boyce, and this is Extra Connections to Flobo Boyce Takeover. That's right. I am taking over one of the most hottest, the most talked about shows in digital space because my guest is actually the host of this. Now, before I bring him on, I just want to say, I want to ask him a bunch of questions, and I've randomized these. Some questions are kind of like fun, some are kind of serious. I have no rhyme or no reason. That way, we can know what he feels like 100%. But my guest today is not only a dad or a granddad or an ordained minister or a content creator or an organizer, an ornament guy, or a mentor to many different people, or a guy who's blackity black, or a guy who's Latino, who's Black-tino, or who's part Dutch or 33% white. He's also a cool dude. Please give it up for James Lott Jr. How you doing, sir?
I think we should do a compilation of every show that you introduced me on and me just laughing. That's all I do when I first come on. I was like, I'm like, everyone is better than the last. Everyone's better than the last.
Try to make it so special, so you should probably do that. And I want to thank everyone in the chat piling in. We had some of your questions too. Like I said before, I didn't want to make it as an interview, right? Because we've done that a bunch of times. These are random questions, that things I always wanted to ask James Lott Jr. Because again, Extra Connections are about people, places, things, ideas, and James Lott Jr. is an idea, or and a person, but that's besides the point. But other than that,
I have an idea. I think I have an idea.
You're an idea. Yeah, how was your week so far? How are you feeling?
So I'm coming out of the Moderna shot haze. I had a rough weekend for the second shots.
Okay.
I got sick and it was very interesting, but I knew the whole time that it was temporary. I knew why it was happening. So it made it kind of bearable in a weird way. It was like, okay, I know it's just temporary. This can happen. It's going to be okay. It'll be over soon. And literally Monday, it was over. I mean, it's just like it happened a day and a half or so, and like my arm is back to normal, and but I don't get sick normally, so it's weird being sick, kind of.
Yeah.
And then Monday and today, super busy, as my life always is, and so I'm okay.
I am scared. Mine is next Wednesday, the 28th. So probably a week from tomorrow. So I'm coming like.
But I'm telling you, Flo, the fact that I knew that this was a possibility. Let me turn on my fan. I'm like burning up.
Okay, you hot.
It is, I'm hot for a lot. Somebody made that up once. Wasn't me. Somebody made that up. Wasn't
so
me.
Many puns already.
But no, but I'm glad that someone warned me that ahead of time. So it was kind of like I knew it could possibly happen. The first shot, I just got extreme fatigue. And I slept like for a weekend, which was I totally needed. But I knew this was a possibility. I thought, okay, it means I'm not gonna get sick for real, like it's not to panic or anything. So I'm kind of glad I knew it at the time. I knew it.
Yeah. So basically, I should probably clear my schedule for 2 days then. Why not?
I would.
Yikes. All right. Well, sorry guys, no draped in gold this week, but that's not about me. It's about James Lott Jr. So like I said before, randomized questions. I put them in different orders. So there's no connection. There's no speaking of. This is going to be completely off the wall.
I love random.
You get one skip. I doubt you'll use it though, but you get one skip. If something kind of like, nah, I ain't going to tell people my fetishes. I'm a grown man or what have you. All right.
Sure, you know me. I tell everything, but that's fine.
So how long are we going to go on for? We're going to go on until the old questions are done for 2 hours?
We'll see how I go. This show is whatever the F I want because it's on my network, JLJ Media.
You done messed up now. All right, question number 1. What do you say are the prime years of your life and why?
Ooh, prime years of my life. Wow. So prime.
Amazon Prime. Optimus Prime.
Right. I probably would say I would say my 40s, but then I would say now I'm kind of saying my 50s. I mean, I think 40 plus. I think things get really better. I mean, it really is better at 40. I mean, it just is.
I said prime years, not decades. So what are the prime years of your life, James Lott Jr.?
I don't fucking know. I'm gonna say I haven't had them yet. Then they're coming.
You cop out, Summer.
They're coming.
All right. Well, I'll let that go.
Mm-hmm.
Describe your first kiss.
Oh wow! It was a girl, a young girl. I won't say her name. No,
Were
I
you
was a
young
kid.
as well?
Yeah, I went. I had a really. Should never say that nowadays either. No, I
Mhm.
was. I was young too. My first kiss was with someone. I won't put them in the light just because they may not be ready for all that. But it was awkward. But I had a crush on her for a long time. I had a crush on her for a long time, and it just kind of finally happened. It was a little scandalous because someone else liked me, and I knew that. And I was on a date with someone else. I was shady even at fucking junior high school.
Wait,
And
you're on a date with somebody else. You broke off to like kiss
yeah,
another chick.
yeah.
Savage. Damn, James. Let her
I
play
am
a
James Lott,
play.
I am James Lott Jr. Take after my father. No. So yeah, and so that, and so it just felt awkward. It was like, oh, okay, it's a little awkward. I kind of liked it. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So that was So
Yeah, first kisses are always weird. It's like this is totally how it's supposed to be done, but why am I hard? All right, next question. Were you a roller skater back in the day? Bounce rock roller skate?
yes, 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 yes. I have roller skates in my closet right now, size 14s.
Okay.
I grew up in the 70s. I mean, I was a 70s child. My childhood was in the 70s, and we would roller skate. My cousins would roller skate. My cousins would skateboard. We were skaters, and we would be on Venice Beach, Santa Monica, the Strip, the boardwalk, the Strip.
Yeah.
We would start from what we dropped off at one end, giving us a little cash, watch each other's total 70s, watch each other, and be back at 6:30 at this spot, or else you get whooped. So we were the whole day getting waffle ice cream cones and corn dogs, and we just skate up and down. It was such a different time. I know it sounds like an old person's thing. It was a different time period.
Yeah.
But we skate all up and down. We did watch each other. We were pretty good kids. We watched each other. We knew other kids that were there. We weren't the only ones there. And I got to see slices of life that I probably wouldn't have seen normally through skating. I have some scars on my knee to this day from skating.
Yeah.
One incident was, I think it was this late 70s. I decided to skate down a hill here in Baldwin Hills, which is the Black Beverly Hills in Los Angeles. And I went to skate and I fell on my knee and slipped all the way down to the bottom. So my knee was it went to the white part.
The white
knee.
knee.
I had to rush to the hospital, get stitches and everything. And to this day, I have these three big knots, these three big scars and things on my knee that were from skating.
I have a question. If you're on your knee, why don't you like roll over? Like, what made you go like the entire way down?
I tripped and I fell forward and slid down. I couldn't stop. I don't know. I was a kid. I couldn't stop. It was painful.
Was it like in the movies where you were in tank tops and track shorts? And
oh yeah, the whole thing. Oh my god, the whole thing. And made by my mother. My mother used to make them.
Yeah.
So made by my mother. But I was, the whole thing about disco skating, speed skating, backwards skating, I could do all of that. I can still do it. I did all that, and it was such a cultural thing in the late 70s, especially, almost to early 80s, about skateboarding and roller skating, that I have an affection towards skaters. I met Tony Hawk once, and I actually bumped into him in Hell's Kitchen one night. Wow. I was partying, he was partying. We were on, so folks in New York don't know this, but he may understand the area. There was 8th Avenue and 52nd. I was heading to a club, and he was coming out of one. I actually bumped into each other. I'm like, "You're Tony Hawk." Oh my goodness. We actually talked for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I never thought about Tony Hawk's nightlife,
Right, exactly. Like who knew, right?
Yeah,
but I knew that whole, and some of my family members were into the X Games and that kind of stuff, and that was big for a while. And all the bikers and skate. We were all part of that kind of group until the 80s when I got a little older. Then I kind of grew out of it. But skating, and then my kids, we had parties at skating rinks for them in the 90s and that whole thing. Cal Skate in Sacramento. That was a big thing. But I have a big affection towards skating.
Wow, I tried in the '90s when rollerblades were hot, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
I never have rollerbladed ever in my life. I've never rollerbladed. I can ice skate. I can ice skate. I learned how to ice skate in New York and Rockefeller Center.
I feel ice skating is harder though, isn't it?
Ice skating is very hard, and it's hard on your ankles. And I learned how to do it. I was determined on how to ice skate, so I know how to ice skate also.
The idea of ice skating just seems like it's from an alien planet. You know what I'm saying? Yo, put on these boots with knives in the bottom and jump on this ice. But
Which turns me on. So I was like, great. Like I can kick somebody and slice them. So yes.
If you're just joining us here on Extra Connections, the Flobo Takeover, if you're in the chat, ask questions for James Lott Jr. because I'm asking questions random all night, like this one. What are some of your favorite movies?
I can tell you right now. Okay, my top 5 favorite movies, in any particular order, if you want to. I'll just say the top 5 I love: Airplane, Heathers, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Mommy Dearest. I love Mommy Dearest.
Wait, so Willy Wonka or Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
No bitches. The original with Gene Wilder.
I gotta ask, man.
The Chocolate Factory. Not that crap that came out with Johnny Depp and Tim Burton back in the 2000s.
I'm just clarifying, brother.
The original.
I'm clarifying, brother.
The original.
I like the music in the remake, personally. It was a lot better than I thought.
That's nice. And then I have one more. I love Singing in the Rain.
Classic.
One of my favorites. I can watch it over and over again. I'll stick with those. Those are some cultural iconic that I love those movies.
Wow. Do you have any like small movies? I feel like all those are like theatrical productions, you know, like
Run Lola Run. If anybody's not seen that, it is amazing.
Was that Luc Besson?
Oh, sorry, what?
I think that was Luc Besson's, right?
Run Lola Run. No. So Run Lola Run was the one that was from Germany.
Okay.
That was Franca Potente. She was the lead star. I love her. Music. I don't want to give it away, but tell folks you should check it out because there's several things that happened. When I went and saw it in the theater, I was like, what? Huh? How did this happen?
Yeah.
And it's set to techno music and it's just these outcomes of life and that's my favorite indie films. Paris is Burning changed my life. And that was another one from 1980. Longtime Companion changed my life. Those are all smaller productions. Actually, there's one I actually like called, let me say this correctly, Marcy May. No, I was getting it wrong. Maylene. It's that one. It's with the younger sister of the twins, Olsen twins. I think it's Martha. I think it's Marcy, Martha, Maylene. Whatever. I love that movie too. I've seen it several times.
Well, to paraphrase Hayward Wong, who's in the chat, no Star Wars movies?
I love those. I mean, they're in there too. They're in there, but I mean, of course, the original Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, that's something different. But no, I mean, in terms of all time, and you guys know I'm a huge, I love you guys. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but those are my all-time favorites for many reasons.
You guys are asking. I'm drinking Cabernet Sauvignon because I was promised that we have a wine date this evening. We talked about this question actually before. I forgot I wrote it down, but I'm going to ask you this just for the stream. But do you have a favorite color? And if so, what's the reason why it's your favorite color?
You just asked me that pre-show.
I know. I forgot I wrote that question down because I was trying to change the light to match your favorite color, but I forgot it was on. I forgot it was on my question list.
Yes, I'm a skater boy. I'll see you later, boy. Yeah. My favorite color is sky blue. Followed up with burnt orange. Those are my two favorite colors. Sky blue is just very serene. Reminds me of open spaces. Yeah, it's very calming. I like to look to the sky a lot. I like to look to the sky. That color is just so beautiful to me. I've seen a few folks with sky blue color eyes. Just deadly, just crazy.
Oh, that's totally different.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Even though green eyes are my favorite, that's another story.
Because it's kind of rare, right? Because you don't see them every day.
They're very rare, and they're very rare. So, but no, I like sky blue. It's just one of those colors, and I love burnt orange. Burnt orange is it's very vibrant, and it's a different kind. It's a darker orange. And I think it's on one of my. It's on here. I think it's one of these colors.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, Haywood's asking favorite directors. What are your favorite directors?
Favorite directors. I'm not a film person like that, but
if you know this person's doing a movie, like, I'll check it out. Michael
No,
Bay, Steven Spielberg, no.
I don't have any of those.
Tyler Perry.
No. Oh God, no. I do like a lot of early Woody Allen stuff. I know it's not popular to say, but his early stuff, like Manhattan and Hannah and Her Sisters, and and Annie Hall, they're all just wonderful films. Directors. I'm a Hitchcock fan. I guess I would say Hitchcock because I love almost all of his films.
Yeah.
I guess I would say Hitchcock would be, and whoever directed. I don't think they had different directors or not. What? I know producers. Okay, so I'll say it this way. I'm a big Busby Berkeley fan from the 1930s, 20s, and 30s. I love those big, all the synchronized swimming and dancing movies. I love those. Big, huge fan of that. And I love the Thin Man series. There were like 6 or 7 of them.
Wow.
Werner Loy and William Powell. I love that series, but I can't remember if they directed all of them, but they all were kind of the same. But they're very, very cool. And I say you speak Woody Allen. I like Steven Spielberg, of course. I like a lot of his work. I guess I'll go out and I'll say that.
Can you tell me of a time where you saved the day?
Where I saved the day? Oh wow. I'm scared of flying, folks. I have a gigantic
and skydiving.
Well, they get this guy that too. Jumping out of being on planes and jumping out of them. No. Not at all. Right, exactly. No, I have a fear of flying. But I fly. I have assistance when I go fly. That's how I'm able to do it. I'm not afraid of crashing. I'm afraid of turbulence. I'm a huge not fan of turbulence. I've been in flights of heavy turbulence, so
it sucks.
Scared me. But one time, it was a smooth flight actually. One of these times, and I was doing a job. We were coming back from Virginia, back to San Francisco. My colleague, best friend, was sitting next to me, and I went to get up to go to the bathroom, and the flight attendant fainted in front of me.
Then that's twice in a plane.
Yeah, so she fainted, and we were in the back, and so the other flight attendants were up front, and I was like, "Oh my God, girl!" And I used to be a nurse, so I said hi, and you have to tell people, "I'm not a practicing nurse, but I am a nurse. Can I help you?" And she was like, "Yeah, help me." I got her up, gave her some orange juice, checked her eyes, did the whole thing, and turned out she hadn't eaten in a while. And so she was going, I was going to go to my food bag in a second. I just hadn't got there, but I thought the timing was off. I normally don't do this. And so everybody clapped. They did a whole thing the pilot thanked me. They gave me free drinks, rest of the flight. And afterwards, the pilot came out and actually congratulated. Said, "Thank you so much for helping out our flight attendant and being in it." And I told them, I'm afraid of flying. I don't like standing up on planes while they're in the air. But for her, I would do that. So that's one time I've saved the day.
That is like every man's fantasy to be a hero like that. Damn.
And I've saved, and outside of in my nursing, I've done a few things, but outside of my nursing, also, I saved my best friend's life from choking. He was choking one night. I heard him in the next room, came in, rubbed his back, pumped it out, and
was it like a food or beverage? Like what happened?
He was having some buildup or something was going on, liquid buildup of some sort. This was years ago. And I saved it. And also I was in a fire, and I saved 3 cats and 2 dogs. Hold on.
You're in a fire, and you saved 3 cats and 2 dogs, and that wasn't the first thing you came up with?
I was thinking, oh yeah, I was in a fire. I've lived so many lives. I couldn't remember. I was like, oh yeah, I was in a fire too. I actually saved the house, even though it got destroyed. Things got destroyed, but I did save some lives, save some animal lives.
I want people to know who's watching this. Poor James Lott Jr. is making content for you, but he saved cats and dogs. The least you can do is like this video, subscribe to JLJ Media, check out all that dope content, because think of the kitties, think of the doggies that he saved. Jeez, I'm grateful. No, I'm just kidding.
Look at the kitties. Look at the kitties. Big cat.
You're black, right?
Thank you. I mean, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You're black, but do you do something that you wonder get you disinvited from the cookout?
Oh, geez. It reminds me of my godforsaken video on TikTok.
You know you're black when?
And people are like, you can turn your card in. I'm like, oh my God. Do I probably say I don't like Tyler Perry movies? Probably say I don't like Tyler Perry movies. I don't watch his shows. I'm probably sure at many cookouts I wouldn't be invited to that. I don't like
Shane. Nah, she loves that. She loves them.
You
love chitlins?
Nope. I would get disinvited to Southern cookouts.
Yeah, I don't hate them, but they don't.
Oh, I was like, I ate them once by accident. I was like, what the F is this? Oh, do I do anything? No, I mean, I'm a run-of-the-mill black guy. I mean, I don't do anything.
Questions at random. There's no rhyme or reason to things. So you're gonna love this one. What's the longest you've gone without taking a shower, and why?
Good question.
I know I do see questions.
You should be a host.
I'm trying, man, but I got this content, and I was checking it
out. Recently, I didn't take a shower for 3 days, and that's because 2 of the days I was sick, and the other day I just didn't fucking feel like it. I was like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like taking a shower, and screw it. And then I was like, I smell myself. I got to take a shower. So I would say 3.5 days I can remember. I mean, I've lived a long time. I'm trying to think if there's any other days I can't remember.
I would say camping, Burning Man.
Well, do black people camp?
My girlfriend was Puerto Rican. She made me camp, and that was the worst. That was the worst thing in my life. It was glamping, but I didn't shower because it was like vaulted bathrooms, so it was like a lot of wipes, and that is not the same. Not the.
Because usually I'll do what my girls used to call a hoe bath. So I will do those if I can't get to a real shower. Because I've had some travel across the country where a lot of times you stay in hotels. There's times we just couldn't get a hotel or whatever. So you go to a bathroom and you wet towels and you hit the spots with like some soap. You just hit the spots. It's kind of hoe bath. That's what hoes would do between clients.
Well, I mean, cowboy showers, well, hoes work too. Haywood Wong asks, besides meeting Kirsten Alfonso, who is next on his bucket list?
Her name is Kristen Alfonso, my favorite actress of all time on daytime TV.
Really?
That's why you brought it. No, all the whole soap world knows this. I mean, the actors know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. The fact she knows who I am makes me just want to cry. I don't know who you have in your life that'd be like that, but for me, well, I know Tony Danza's one.
Tony Danza, because but sorry, not about you, but I interviewed my favorite professional wrestler of all time today, winning. Continue.
See, then you understand. So to me, it's my favorite daytime actress of all time. Who I want to meet? Barbara Streisand.
Papa, can you hear me?
Exactly. He's like, someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way.
It's been so long, though. I wonder what Barbara Streisand looks like. Would that be like disappointing?
I buy her albums. She still puts out hit albums. She was great.
Really?
She's like 72, 71, 72.
Damn, Barbara Streisand dropping flames in the booth. Respect.
She's still getting top 5 albums. She's still putting out albums. They're just more, classical stuff, but like her voice still sounds great and she looks good. I love she's from Brooklyn. She's from Brooklyn.
Went to Erasmus back when it was Erasmus.
Yeah, that's what we loved. I love to meet Barbara Streisand. That's a soft ass.
I'm gonna skip that question. That one's lame.
Now I know what that question is, of course.
I'll tell you. Is there something you want to try you never tried before? But that sounds like
yeah.
Tell me about a book that changed your life, and how did it change your life? How? How?
I got it. So aggressive. Let's see, a book that changed my life. There's several, but I'm going to mention Conversations with God, book 1.
Okay.
It was a series that came out in the 90s, and there's 3 of them. And this guy, his claim was, he was like just asking about the world and what's going on. And so he decided to talk to God, and God answered. And the whole premise of him is he's having a conversation with God. And when I read the book, he asked really great questions. And the answers, whether God gave it to him or not, that's up to interpretation. They made me think about life. And I was in my 30s, and it just made me think about just like what I want to do next in my next chapter. How do I feel about being a Black person? How do I feel being like this person, that person? It just made me think. There are several books that were really great for me, but I remember that series. I have them right over there. I saw them over there on my bookshelf. They completely opened me up to looking at my life even a fuller, broader scale. And the books were all, and all the answers were about love. The answers were about acceptance. The answers were about you. It's like because God would say things to him, like, you're asking this question, but like, so what do you think it means? And you're asking this question, what do you think it means?
Right.
And he would say it, he goes, that's what it means. Like in life, sometimes life isn't that complicated. It just really isn't. We
Go on.
complicate it.
I see.
So sometimes the answers really is the answer. There's nothing more to look into. There's no more to ask. It's like we keep asking questions like, no, but that's the answer. It's right. It's that first thought you had. That's the answer. And I think if we did more of that, there'd be less drama.
So you say book one. So I say the other books aren't. Does it hit the same?
No, I'm trying to follow your question. Exactly. I don't get in trouble. You said, what book changed your life? That was the first one I read, and it literally changed my life. Yes, the others continued that journey. So I'm trying to answer your question the way you asked.
It's not interrogation, man.
I'm answering it the way you know I do whatever I want half the time. So I'm trying to answer things the way you ask.
Wow. Haywood says that book sounds like Paul Cahill, The Alchemist. I read that book.
I read The Alchemist too.
It didn't hit for me, man. I didn't. I mean, I was like, okay, Fatima, I like it, but it didn't really change my life. It didn't change my life at all.
I mean, it's some person like, okay, so just on a little side note, a couple of books that changed my life were Fahrenheit 451. Ray Bradbury was one of my favorite authors of all time. That changed my life. And reading Cujo by Stephen King, because it was rough. The movie was so cop out. In the book, he killed the kid. He did all this stuff in the book. But his writing style was what I was like, oh, he's very descriptive. He's very, you may take pages to describe something, but you get the whole picture, kids. And I actually don't mind it. Some folks get mad, but I don't mind it. All of his early books, I loved all of his early books. So that changed my life also.
Stephen King is a kind of like an old school author in that, like, when he writes challenges you. You know, you gotta be like, okay, we're going.
No, you're going. I mean, his early books. I mean, Carrie and all those, and Firestarter, and Misery, and he just, and Dolores Claiborne and all. He just goes there. He's like, okay, we're going there. There you have it, kids. There you have it, kids.
All in Maine.
Yes, all in Maine.
By the way, I saw it chapter 2. In your opinion, what has been some of your favorite television sitcoms of all time?
Happy Endings.
Oh wow, that was a good one.
Love that show. I think it was completely underrated. I mean, there are a lot of critical acclaim, but I think people don't know what to do with it. The characters, the way they were written, and how they each broke stereotypes of what you thought when you looked at them. It was just the groupings were genius. Another show that I love very much that only lasted a season and a half. Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
Wow.
I loved it. I have both on DVD. I've watched them over and over again. I love that. I love Will and Grace. Another one of my favorites of all time. Girlfriends, one of my favorites of all time. I can watch those over and over and over again. The oldies, if I would go further back, I Love Lucy. I think genius. First interracial couple on television.
True.
Just the bomb. Three's Company. I think Three's Company, those first years with Suzanne Summers when she played Chrissy, there's some subversive stuff in there. There's some stuff that actually I know was silly, but there were things that were in those that were really smart stuff. And I also know that it's unpopular to say now, Cosby Show. Claire Huxtable is my favorite mother of all time. Claire Huxtable is the bomb. She knows how to be that Black mother, but relatable to all mothers. Like, she just gives that look. You're like, oh my God, that's a mother look, no matter what race you are. But she was a Black mother. And I've been watching some clips on YouTube on the rabbit hole recently. I was like, God, the show was so well written. Favorites. And one of my other favorites, Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Okay, we're gonna make it after all.
We're gonna make it after all. Great work. You and I are working on a show right now that I was getting some juice from that. I love a workplace comedy, and to me, that set the standard for all the others that came later, like Cheers and all the news radio and all these other shows that came later. Sports Night. I mean, it's Mary Tyler Moore Show. That was the mother of them all, I think.
That's actually my favorite sitcom of all time. News radio doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Good show.
Good show. So I got some food questions. I grouped this one together.
Food, okay, food. I love
I
food.
said I'll do it random, but I grouped these together because we also got questions from the chat there.
Bring your own rules. Bring your own rules.
Hey, what are rules, man? You know, it's your connections. All right. What are things you like to cook? Things that you're good at making. So it could be the same question or a different question how you interpret it, but things you like to cook and things you're good at making.
I'm good at cook. I'm a good cook. I think I'm good at what I can cook. I'm not saying I'm a chef or anything like that. I have people in my life who are way better in that area. But what I do make, I think I make very well. I'm good at gumbo. I'm good at a lot of Creole dishes because I watched my grandmother cook. She's in Louisiana, and I watched her, one of my grandmothers, and I watched her and learned from her. So I feel like my shrimp etouffee, my shrimp Creole, my gumbo, it all stands up to other people's. I think mine is really, really good. I have a dish I love to make. It's a one pot dish, and it's chicken, cabbage, potatoes, and tomatoes. Put it all together. Put some chicken broth. Cook it, and it is one of my favorite dishes. I just let it simmer for like 4 hours, whatever. And they pull together my oxtails. I have very good oxtails.
Cool.
I'm not gonna throw down. I mean, I'm a catch. I can feed you. Don't you have to worry about that. I can feed you. And here's to me. Yeah, thank you. My food does always look good. My mother's always jealous because your food always looks so good. My world famous pork chops, which I won an award for my pork chops. Hold that.
Was it a county fair? Was some guy going door to door being like, I'm just a pork chop inspector. I need to know. All right.
I won this award. This is 2021 and 2005. My company had a pork chop cook-off, and I won best chops. I was voted. Everybody did these pork chops. There was like 10 of us. Yeah. And I won best chop.
I would hate to come in number 2 with that. What did number 2 get?
I don't know, but I got this best chops ever. So I have award-winning pork chops. So when I say they're my best, I have an award from it. And I can take a picture of that and show that off. I'm gonna take a picture of that later.
James Lott Jr. is a real person. I swear to you.
I am a real person. I swear it. But no, my pork chops are very good. I have a special secret, which I have to kill you if I told you.
Please don't tell me that. I have so much to live for. What's a food, vegetable, or ingredient that doesn't get enough love?
It doesn't get enough love. That's a good question. I love a good turnip.
I see.
See, there you go. There he goes. I like turnips. I think they're really good. Everybody talks about radishes. I get that. But turnips and golden beets. I hate real beets, but the golden beets and turnips. I have this dish where I saute them also with some light oil and just do some seasoning. And I feel like that they should get more attention. The regular beets get all attention. I'm like, they're nasty. But golden beets are kind of sweeter and they're not as strong in taste. And then you put the turnip in there and it's like, that has like a little stronger taste. And now I'm all hungry now, of course. And I have to fast because I have to have blood work done in the morning. So I can't eat now until tomorrow.
Oh, no, that sucks. I'm sorry, bro.
I know, dang it, but now I'm hungry.
I'm having this grape juice with alcohol in it.
I'm drinking Gatorade. So I'm trying to keep my veins clear so I can get the blood out and see what's wrong with me. But I think those are two that don't get mentions. I mean, radishes get mentions and this gets mentions and beets. But I thought golden beets and turnips.
Yeah, during the throes of the pandemic when money was tight, you get like 10 radishes for $1. I was all about that life for a bit. But
exactly, totally. And in Mexican dishes, a lot of times the garnish is a radish, or you can get radishes as part of your food. So they're used. And like I said, beets are everywhere. I like golden beets, folks. Try. They're actually really good.
Never had a golden beet before. Had a sunchoke once.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite kind of soup?
Tomato.
With grilled cheese sandwiches or no?
Oh yeah, that's the best. That is the best. Now with grilled lactose-free cheese sandwiches. Yes, I love. I do. It reminds me of a rainy day. It reminds me of comfort. And I've had all kinds of fancier ones, at restaurants, to the regular old craft singles. I mean, I've done all of it over the years. The government cheese as a kid, all that. It was I love tomato basil soup, tomato soup. I love that's my favorite.
Huh? Who knew? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, when I make tomato soup, I usually dunking in like a Parmesan sub, like a chicken Parmesan submarine sandwich. Bam, tomato sauce. But I never understood the whole eating it by itself. But I get it. No judgments. What is your perfect meal?
Probably something either soul food related or Puerto Rican related. It's one or the other. I don't. I mean, it's either. God, both together would be great. I don't know. I like. I mean, I think of the perfect meal is just a balance of a good entree of some sort, whether it's meat or fish, and a good vegetable of some sort, whatever vegetable that is, made a certain way, possibly a bean or legume in there, and something starchy. I mean, that's the perfect whatever combination that is in both cultures.
So let me rephrase this, man. Like if you were on death row, it's like, what's your last meal? You can't be like something starchy, something cool. Like what would you have to say?
That's how I would say it. It's my last meal. I'm dying.
Kill this food. No, I'm just kidding. What would you actually say?
I would say, I'm gonna be a total shady person on my way out too. All the way to the end.
Facts.
Yeah. So okay. So my last meal. Okay. So I can. Actually, I've heard this question so many times, but I've never been asked it myself. So it's actually really interesting. Okay. It would be a bowl of gumbo with a side of cornbread. That sounds so good. And a side of biscuits and gravy, and some tostones. I'll do that. I'll say that. So I have a little bit of all of that.
Okay, yeah. That's not what I would have picked, but that's a good way to go out, bro. For sure.
And I'll be nice and full when I die. Don't know what happens after that.
Nice and full. You will totally excavate your bowels. Next question.
Yes.
What is your favorite candy?
I'm not a candy person.
You don't have a favorite though?
Not really. I mean, I know the other day we were talking about candy bars, and I do like a Snickers. That's why if I had to, but I'm not a big candy person. I never was. I'm never a big candy person. So I don't have one, to tell you the truth. I really don't.
So
I mean,
candy.
the last time I had candy was years ago, and it was probably a blow pop. I just like blow pops. I just like blow pops because it was like it was candy, then it was gums. So that was my favorite. I used to like Fun Dip when I was a kid. That was my favorites. Fun Dip and Now Laters. They were my favorites when I was a kid. But I'm not a candy person.
It can be whatever you want. It could be something a little bit more muted. It could be a Swedish fish, or it could be whatever.
Homeboy and his Scandinavian swimmers. I let go.
So if you don't know this, I interviewed Mike Brown about this time yesterday, and I asked him his favorite food. He said Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's, which is obviously the bootleg version of Swedish.
I love that. I was like, oh my god, it's such a knockoff. I love it.
That is such an artist answer. I'm actually more of Scandinavian swimmers, bro.
I was like, well, whatever. I was gonna say blow pops because I'm not a big sweets or any kind of person, so I'll just say blow pops.
When I was a kid, if we did I went to Saturday school, and if we did all of our Saturday's homework quick, like my tutor will give us blow pops. So I always have that connection. So it's my nostalgia thing as well. What is the deal with motorcycles? Do you want to learn? Why won't you learn? You should give it a shot. Do you ever have a license? Why don't you drive? Tell me everything about vehicles.
Don't want to have a motorcycle. I love motorcycle riding. Hey. I want to hold on to somebody while they're driving. I do. I think motorcycles are sexy and dangerous, which is attractive to me. I think motorcycles represent life. And the fact of learning when to let go, and learning how to experience something that's out of your kind of your control. If you're just riding, if you're driving, you're in control on some level. But it's open. You're open. It's like there's no armor around you, really, like in a car, and it's much more than a bike, like a regular bike. And it's just, and then it has such either a bad rap or scary rap, or this hot rap, or this biker rap. I mean, there's all these. This one piece of thing, this one vehicle has so many different connotations to it. It's fascinating to me. And I grew up with bikers and hippies and things back in the 60s and 70s. I grew up with them, and they were the nicest people. They just looked rough, but they were the nicest people for me. And I still am attracted to that. I attract that in my life. But their attitudes were more about just being free and open, just like this is go on the open road. And I dated someone with a motorcycle. I loved when I got picked up and we'd ride to our destination. I loved it. I mean, I just think but I have no desire to learn how to drive one, ride one. Not at all. No desire to have a car again. The last car I had, I just let it sit. I got rid of it. Whatever. They're just money. They're just money bombs. It's like I'd rather own property, everything else, and have a car. Cars do not appreciate. They're one of the few things that depreciate over time. So for me, I'm just like, and in LA, it's people are crazy drivers in Los Angeles. I have no desire for that stress.
I understand not getting a new car, but don't you have the freedom of getting in a vehicle and driving wherever the hell you want to go and not have to pay for every route?
Well, I don't, and then that only. I'm very fortunate. I have people in my life who have cars, and so a lot of times I just ride with them places. We got people they go to the grocery store. I go on their time. They want to go. We're going on Sunday. Okay, I go to on Sunday. I just don't. I made people told me I couldn't make it work here in Los Angeles, so I did that, and so now I'm a bitch, so I'm proving them wrong.
Wow. If you got questions for James Lott Jr., let me know in the chat. But we're hanging out here, extra connections. I got so much more questions, man. Like you don't want to know, bro.
I'm sitting here. I'm not doing shit tonight, so I'm sitting here and do it.
Like I said, I'm on wine. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon, which is my favorite kind. Barefoot, though, because it was on sale.
I like Barefoot. Barefoot's great. They were my sponsor of my Breaking Into last year, so we love Barefoot.
Dude, 2 for $10 at the Rite Aid. I'm letting you know.
At the Rite Aid. Candace Mack.
Candy Mack. How's WrestleMania, Candace Mack? Let me know. Question. Tell me, in your opinion, someone that does more than James Lott Jr.
A lot of people do more than James Lott Jr. There's a lot of people.
Somebody know personally. Somebody know personally.
I know personally. I don't know anybody who does more than me. I don't think. Be quite honest, I don't think I know anybody who does anything more than me. I mean, I know folks who are multi-hyphenates personally, but I think they would all agree. I think I do the most. I think I do. I'm trying to think. I mean, I know people who do certain things, but I think the sheer volume of content that I put out, I think it's different than most people.
Just dunking on everybody. Ain't no one like me.
I know, but no. See, he's trying to be shady. I'm not being shady. I'm
totally being shady.
He's being shady. I'm just saying that for me, I have a lot of friends who they look at me all the time going, James, how are you doing anything? But I know people who are above me that we're not friends, but they're above me that they do way more than I do, or as much as I do. And so I know I'm not the only person who does this stuff, but of my immediate friends, I do the most. I know I do. I don't know anybody else who does as much as I do.
There you have it.
Yep.
Thoughts about the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial?
Oh, sorry, say it again.
Thoughts about the verdict of the Derek Chauvin murder trial?
I posted something that people were liking that I said, the victory would have been if he was still alive. That's the victory. That's the true victory if George Floyd was not on that ground for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That would have made me happier. But with that, I'm happy that justice was served. I was very nervous that it wouldn't be, and what that would mean for our country's psyche. But it was nice to know a jury of his peers. Mm-hmm. And it was a very, very jury, and folks who also identified as biracial were on there. It was a very interesting note. Not just black and white, but it was other that too. It took 11 hours, not that long. They saw and heard the evidence, and it was like he murdered him. And that to me gives me some hope for the future a little bit. It's just one man. There's a lot more to be done. We're not done, everybody. But I can celebrate this victory. I believe you should celebrate the victories as they go along. So I celebrate it. Yes, we have more coming we need to take care of. But for this is a win for America, not just Black Americans, but for America, because Black American problems are American problems.
Yep, Black people are citizens of this country. So I'll make it about me. Question from Candace Mack. She asks, what's one word that you would ban or abolish from our language?
Oh, you're so funny, Candace Mack. So those of you, if you watched Breaking Into for all 139 episodes in the 4 years, at the end of my show, I had a thing called 2 words. I asked I should do a compilation one day of everybody's answers. I did at the end. I would say, what word or phrase would you like to take out of the English language? And what word or phrase should we say more in the English language? So it's just funny that she's asking me that because I've never been asked that before. So I kind of mixture of my old show and new show.
Got it.
I think the word that should be taken out of the English language is stupid.
Why so?
I think stupid does more damage than the N word, than the S word, than the F word. Well, I think stupid, it cuts the way someone says it to you, or what age you are, or what situation you're in, can really do you damage in life. I had a father who just wasn't the greatest to me. And there were some things said to me as a child that when I was called certain names, and the word stupid, the word worthless, those kind of words, things like that, that can cut you like a knife and can really sting you where you feel like you are stupid, you feel like you don't know anything, you feel like you don't. It can really hurt your confidence. And I think those are the word fuck and shit and all that stuff. That's not bad words. To me, bad words are worthless, stupid, loser. We have people killing themselves. Kids are killing themselves when they're getting called stupid by their classmates or being bullied on social media. And stupid is one of those words. And I feel like I think stupid should be taken out of the vocabulary.
There you have it.
I finally answered that question, folks. I finally answered that question. I never, in my entire life, I asked it 140 times or whatever. It's the first one I answered it.
It wasn't a spirit of choice, but I guess it makes sense. I was sold.
Thank you.
Haywood Wong asked, top 5 songs currently on repeat.
I listen to music every day. So what was the one you came in on when I was getting ready? I Feel Love by Donna Summer is one. I've been playing a lot of the James Bond themes. So I have to say about James Bond themes, I've been playing some of the lesser known ones, actually. I was playing the one, Another Way to Die by Jack White and Alicia. Yeah, I know. And I've been playing a lot of the Chris Cornell.
One.
That's one of my favorites. I've been playing it to death. Also, You Only Live Twice by Nancy Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Goldfinger by Shirley Bassey, of course.
Goldfinger.
And yes, and I've been playing The World Is Not Enough by Garbage.
Oh yeah, The World's Not Enough is one of those like underrated ones.
That one came out right after the Sheryl Crow Tomorrow Never Dies, and I love both of those. They're both to me very overrated, underrated.
Yeah. The Pierce Brosnan movies. I know GoldenEye was such a game changer, but like Tomorrow Never Dies, I think, because I'm a big James Bond fan. Tomorrow Never Dies is like the modern James Bond that's the most underrated. I'm also a big fan of Her Majesty's Secret Service. A lot of people aren't, but I do think in the modern era, definitely Tomorrow Never Dies is a good one.
That theme song is good too. The thing is, one thing I found about Flobo and I, we actually love James Bond's movies and James Bond themes. I never knew that. I've seen every single one, so I'm a huge.
Flobo fact: Casino Royale is my second favorite movie of all time. Second biggest favorite movie of all time. Yep. Speaking of movies.
Okay.
Do you like scary movies? And if so, what's your favorite?
Love them. I'm a huge horror fan. There's one that, oh my God, it's like this. I'm like, okay, there's scary. So there's scary horror, scary funny, horror funny. It's my all-time favorite. It's Carrie. I'm trying to separate because there's also so scary movies. I mean, the original Halloween, the second, The Thing, John Carpenter's, the one with Homeboy in it, Kurt Russell. There's some scenes that are gross. I guess you can't count Alien or Aliens. I mean, they're horror space. I mean, it's kind of like
they're horror movies.
I mean, come on. I mean, those are
they're
classics.
Horror movies to me. They're more horror movies. They're more horror than science fiction.
That's what I think so too. It's my favorites. So I mean, there's a lot. I like Jeepers Creepers, the first one. Children of the Corn. Ooh, okay, those kind of creepy white folks. And then the Friday 13th. I've seen every single Friday 13th. I've seen every single Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen every single Halloween. I've seen every single one of those. And if you count my favorites, the Saw series and the Final Destination series, I like both of those very much.
Final Destination, let's go one.
I love them. I love them. The cheese is F. Love them. I love the opening sequences of all the movies. I love them. I love them.
True. Hayward Wong asked top 5 favorite James Bond movies.
My top 5 of those. Okay. There's no particular order, but these are my 5 favorites I've seen over and over again.
Hit me.
I do like Casino Royale. I like Moonraker.
Really? Okay.
I like I do. It must be the time period and my age or whatever. It's that whole thing. I know it's cheese, but it's again time period. Grace Jones.
Oh God, that's my least.
I know.
God, okay.
I know, but
no judgments.
I was a teenager, and just it's a whole thing there.
Best theme song, one of the better theme songs.
Oh yeah, but by Duran Duran. I was Duran.
But you know.
We don't own the rights.
Yeah.
I do like You Only Live Twice. My favorite James Bond is actually Sean Connery's James Bond. But, even though I do like all the others for the most part. I mean, I love Roger Moore and of course Daniel Craig and
that's 4 though.
What?
That's 4. You didn't name the 5th one.
Oh, the 5th one. Okay, the 5th one I like. Let me see. The 5th one that I really like. I know it's not officially a James Bond movie, but it is. But it isn't. Never Say Never Again. Sorry. Okay.
Not even Thunderball. I'll see how it is.
I'm like number 6 or 7. I was gonna say that's a good one too. Again, part of these are also when I saw them, what age I saw them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I interviewed Thomas More, Roger Moore's son, and he was so much fun. I loved him. He was a great sense of humor.
What does he do?
Dad. He's an artist, an actor, producer, director. He's a great guy. He runs the Mount Roger Moore Foundation. So Thomas More, folks, he's a great guy. I like him.
Is he also a sir? Doubt it.
No, he's too young. He's not young yet. No.
Mm-hmm. Have you played a sport before? And if so, what?
Yeah, I played several. I mean, I did track and field. I did soccer. I did baseball. I did football. I played all kinds of sports. So here's a fun fact, folks. When I was 9 years old, I was James Lott Jr. back then. And when I was a kid, I always wanted to go to Hawaii. My mother would totally tell you the story. I wanted to go to Hawaii so bad. My Aunt Lucille went there, sent me books, and I just was enamored of Hawaii as a kid. Don't know why. So when I was 9 years old, I found out our neighborhood team of baseball, Pee Wee League, said if they win this season, they're going to Hawaii for a week to play teams there. James Lott Jr. joined the team just to go to Hawaii. I hated baseball. I played the whole season. I played right field in the back. I hated it, but I played it. We won. I got to go on my first plane ride at 9 years old to Hawaii on an L-1011. It was huge, without my family. And we played teams in Waikiki and Honolulu.
People don't really know how big brain that is at 9 years old to be like, oh, I'll make it to Hawaii. I will sacrifice for months.
My mother would tell you I was always that way. She always say that when I was a kid, she didn't have to worry about me at school because I would take care of things. I'd be 7 years old. Sorry, I'll go to the principal's office myself. And I'll just leave when the principal's office, go myself and tell her myself or whatever. So she was like, you always take care of everything yourself. You were they always called me a little man when I was a kid. You were like a very little man.
I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah. I was known as a professor or a judge.
I can see that. Yeah. I did play sports.
He does it all. He does it all, man. Right field, huh? You know, I was too heavy to play most of those leagues, but you know, if I can do it again, I always oscillate between being a baseball kid and being a soccer kid. You know, I feel like either one of those.
I hated soccer, but I was forced to play because what Latinos do. So I was forced to play. I hated it. And I'm a good volleyball too. I was a good water volleyball and volleyball player.
Hey, get them cheeks up.
Yes.
Currently, what games are on your phone?
I can tell you, they're mostly casino. It's all about casino slots. I have Zeus. I have Wheel of Fortune. I play a lot of casino games. They're on my phone. What's a casino? I used to have Tetris on my phone. I love Tetris. My all-time favorite game of all time, Tetris. I used to have fun. I know. I love that music. The bomb. That music is so
Yeah.
soothing.
Yeah. I did
That's,
slots for the past year too. I'm all about that too.
it's fun. It's kind of fun to do the slots. But yeah, I don't have any other games on my phone. I don't have time for games.
You don't do puzzles or first-person shooters or?
I used to do Words with Friends, and everybody else was doing it.
Yeah.
And then I had like 20 people I was playing against, and it was just too much. It became a part-time job. So I was like, fuck it.
Forget my friends. They trash.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing you've done for love?
For love? Craziest thing I've done for love. Not kill them, no.
Wow. The truth comes out, y'all.
It all comes out, kids. No, the craziest thing. I don't think I've done anything crazy. No, I can't. There's nothing crazy I've done.
You've never did a gesture, a romantic getaway, read a poem, massaged somebody's feet, went down on somebody when we wasn't feeling it. Nothing.
No, I know. And here's what's funny. Someone once, for me though, did this giant card, a Christmas card. It was a full length Christmas card, as tall as he was, and he drew the whole thing. And he opened up and he drew a Santa with a red beard because he was redhead and red hair, and it was a beautiful card for me. And I wish I saw. I got lost in the fire, so I wish I still had it. But I'm like, that's something I was like, wow, that was very unique and very. But no, I've never. I can't think of. I'm looking at my past. Anything crazy? No, I'm not the kind of person.
So if you don't do things for love, then how is it a two-way street?
No, I do things for love, but it's not anything. I'm the type of person that I will show you love every day, and I will do what I can. I do little gestures all the time. So right. I'm a person who just does. There's nothing. It's all normal. It's like it's just I'm very boring. I mean, it's just normal. I don't do. I mean, I'm like big and everything else I do. When it comes to that, I'm very small. I'm very like intimate and just like. You said you wanted this soap. I'll get the soap for you and bring it home for you. Say, here's the soap you were asking for. Oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. I got you 2 of them. You know, that kind of thing.
And you never did anything that was like, oh, it's kind of extra, but okay, they're worth it. Never. Like, it's not really my vibe, but I think they like this.
No, I'm a type person.
Wow. Why are you single, James?
I've been very fortunate. The ones that I've actually fallen in love with. No, the ones I actually fall in love with, a lot of times we have a lot of things in common. I'm trying to think, I mean, is there anything I've done? I mean, for friends, I've done certain things where I wouldn't normally do. Like I went to a hockey game once. I was like, oh, I went because they want me to go. So I went. Actually, I'm having more fun than I thought I was going to have. But that's a friendship. And I was kind of like, okay, I'll do it. I'm thinking for relationships, I mean, I'm a very stable, quiet, just like, I'm not all this.
Ooh.
When it comes to relationships, I'm just like, let's have our normalcy. I mean, I can be fun and funny. I mean, I can, I'll talk shit with my partner or whatever. We have a good time, but I'm not like that.
As a show of solidarity, I said the craziest things I ever did was make a girl a mixtape. And she rejected me, so she just played the mixtape and laughed at me the entire time. That's why I asked. But it's all right. She became my girlfriend later on.
So there, kids.
So there, we're almost at the home stretch, man. Can you believe it?
Oh, really?
He's been asking all these questions. What is your favorite fashion accessory? Glasses, hats, gloves, ties, cufflinks.
If I have to wear glasses, I'd be so happy. My glasses are over here because I'm old now. So when I'm at the computer, I can't wear them; they're too close. So now when I'm not at the computer, I take them off. It's crazy. My favorite accessory is a bow tie. I love bow ties. I love wearing bow ties.
I can't tie them. Why bow ties?
Because they're not ties. Ties to me are much more restrictive, much more boring. They're just like, And I was forced to wear ties, in the 80s and 90s because that's the big thing you do when you got into corporate and everything. And bow ties are a little edgier. Even though now they're much more acceptable, when I was wearing them, they're considered really edgy back in the 80s and 90s. It was like, are you part of Louis Farrakhan's people? All right, are you part of the? It was very much. Are you Malcolm X? It was very much that kind of thing. Or are you a Southern preacher or whatever? Like it was always made up where I lived that bow ties were a little more edgy. And I love a great bow tie, suspenders, or a great bow tie and braces, or I look good in them. I look really good in them. I like them.
I bet you do.
But I like bow ties. I think they fit. I think especially if you have a shaved head and a goatee or a beard and a bow tie, I think it works every time.
I gotta learn how to tie one. That's my own personal thing.
Yes.
What's been the biggest change in popular music, in your opinion, over the last 30 years?
30 years? Oh, wow. So we're saying from the 80s to now. No, 90s to now. 90s to now, because that's 30 years ago.
Right.
91.
Grandpa.
I know. Grandpa 4 times, kids. The biggest change. How rap and hip hop is the main language now, and how rock isn't. I just did our friend's show, Jack Farmer, this morning. It was really fun. We just recorded it. It's anytime radio show.
AnytimeRadio.com.
And thank you. As one of the things we talked about was how rock music now is now really low on the pole there. I mean, it's like Spanish music moved up. Even dance came back. I mean, like dance is back. I thought dance would be dead forever. Like it came back. And pop is there, but that whole hip hop rap, pop rap, whatever you want to call it, singing rap stuff, it is so big in our culture. And that our biggest stars are actually rap artists. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. There's a few, like a Billie Eilish. But even with her stuff, which I love her, first of all, my favorite of all the new people, it's still got this heavy bass stuff in her music that comes from that. You think of Ariana Grande, she's always putting kind of hip hop-esque stuff in her music. It's like it permeates everything. Like where is an Evanescence? Where is Linkin Park? Where are the rock? Where is a Tom Petty? Where's a Stevie Nicks? Like where are the rock folks? I mean, I know there's some out there doing stuff, but it's completely. I feel like I'm shocked by that because rock seemed to always be around. They always say rock is dead. They would say rock is dead every 5-10 years. But it seemed to come back on some level. I remember there was rock and rap for a while that was happening in the 90s.
Right. New metal. Yeah.
And new metal, all that. But then that died out on some level. So you think of Korn and Orgy and Limp Bizkit, all that. And that all died out. So it's like, well, where is it going? Like, where's rock? And I'm a rocker at heart. So I miss some good rock and roll. I do. I miss it. I do. That's why I'm shocked by the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We put the phrase rock star on job applications, but there really isn't one that rolls like that anymore.
Not anymore. Even country's big again. There's nobody I can think of. There's no Nickelbacks or Third Eye Blind. There's all these groups that were just always around. And even what's his name, Darius Rucker's now country. I mean, he was part of one of the biggest bands in the '90s, and he's a country artist now. It's like he's not even doing rock anymore. I mean, there's not even a Garth Brooks or Shania Twain that's doing like this huge rock country anymore. It's like it's completely now it's just country or country pop, Taylor Swift folks, or it's R&B and hip hop, and it's like I'm just very shocked.
Shocked, yeah. We're at the home stretch, man. If you guys have any more questions for James Lott Jr., let me know before we wrap this up. But
I was looking there. That's a question.
Is it true what they say? Are we more easily offended than ever before?
Yes. I think there's two camps. There's the faux outrage that happens on social media just to get attention. I think there are a lot of folks who want attention. They get on social media and it's the illusion that you're a star. If you have even 1,000 followers, you are the biggest person in your circle. So when you get attention for saying things and people start reacting to you, that's they're reacting to me. It's a big psychological boost. But many of them, I believe, probably don't even care. They're not outraged. We call them trolls. They just troll around to get more followers. It's all about getting more followers, getting noticed. So I think there's that group that they just do outrage for outrage's sake. Then there are those who, I'll say this, that there is necessary outrage. There is there is outrage that is true, and you should have it. We've let a lot of things slide for years in so many different areas of life. A lot of things slide. So it's time to call them out. It is time to call them out. There's certain words and phrases and laws and things that just aren't acceptable anymore. They shouldn't be acceptable anymore. We just all silently, quietly watch these things go on and just accept them for what they are. That the outrage is necessary. I think it's really necessary. But there's some things in some spaces that are comedy. I always say with comedy, it's something. Comedians are meant to be observers of the world and the world around them. And I think sometimes we need comedy for that tension release. And sometimes there's some things that to me aren't that bad, but then that's subjective also. There are some folks, there's certain jokes that I don't like. I'm sure that I don't like. But there's some jokes I can't think of fine to get away with in a certain context, in a joke or a comedy bit or some kind of observance. So I think in general, we're highly sensitive because everybody wants their piece of the pie. I call it the pain Olympics. Everybody's pain is worse than everybody else's. Mine's gold medal, mine's silver, mine's bronze. And that's just because for years, we weren't allowed to have that. We weren't allowed to say anything. We weren't allowed to do anything. We just didn't do that. So it's kind of like, well, now's our chance. But sometimes I think it's sometimes a case by case. We have to look at things case by case business. Like sometimes you're like, are we really outraged about that? Is that really a serious thing to be outraged about? Or is it a serious thing we should be outraged about? Is it something we should look at? Or is it something that's not really that, who cares? Like it's not that serious. So I think we are offended more than we should be. But also I get there's times where we need to be offended more because we weren't offended more than we should be.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
A two-way street.
It's one of those things. I'm sorry, but it's one of those things like you say. There's not enough representation on TV, so you get one. Everybody criticizes that one representation. It's like, well, that's a start. You wanted somebody on television, so like that's one thing. But I get why folks get mad because there's no other. There's no other representation, so I get it. So it's kind of like, well, don't dump on that. So now let's create the other representations. Let's spread it out. And then we can start criticizing the whole thing.
Yeah, leave Xena Warrior Princess alone is what James Lott Jr. is saying. Here's a question from Candace Mack. She says, oh, hey, James. For those who don't know about JLJ Media Audio Soap Opera Forever and a Day. Okay, plug.
I know, plug.
How would you explain it to a new listener who just wants something new to listen to?
I would tell people, not even just for Fred, because we're gonna plug on my channel. I'm gonna plug everything.
Plug everything.
I have over 10 audio shows out there, which is kind of crazy. And I tell people, for on the go, they're easy, they're bite-sized, easy digestible, they're fun. Each show has its own distinct character, its own distinct flavor. They're a lot of fun to listen to. I tell people all the time, they're a lot of, so just tell people, so you don't listen to a podcast, you don't listen to an audiobook, come listen to our stuff because it's fun. You'll get engrossed. There's some good stories in all these, including Forever and a Day. There's good stories. There's some good acting, good sound effects. I tell people they're fun. I mean, they're easy. I mean, a lot of us are doing things, multiple things. Put on the background. You can listen to the background. My shows are super short. They're 15 minutes or less. Forever and a Day, I think it's like 25 minutes or less most of the time. It's like these are not taking much of your time. And I think you should give them a listen because I think you will enjoy them. They're fun. A lot of them are fun. And you actually may jump, you may cry, you may laugh on the episode. But I really encourage people to come, and not just my shows, but also there's other audio dramas out there too now, and audio comedies. Check them out. I mean, you listen to podcasts already. Come check out these. I think it's old technology. So if you're an older person, come back to the radio, so to speak. If you're a younger person, try something new for your ear holes.
Plural? Ear holes.
Ear holes. You have two of them.
Fair enough. And my final question this evening takes you back to when you were a youngin', You know,
there were no real serious questions besides the one I was shocked.
No, we're gonna have a good time here, man. Because I always ask you directly. I have all the sex questions are on page 2. Don't worry about that. When you were a kid, how did you celebrate your Saturday mornings? Like, you know, did you do the whole clean the house?
We stayed in the house. We got up early, watched all the cartoons, watched Soul Train, American Bandstand,
Brave Star cartoons.
No, see, okay. Here's the thing. So I'm older. So I mean, we're talking my childhood. My childhood was 70s. So for me, it was all the Hanna-Barbera craziness. It was the H.R. Puffin stuff and the Bugaloos and Land of the Lost, it was all of those. It's Sigmund and Sea Monster. It was all of those on Saturday morning. So okay, let me take a lot back. The first thing was the actual cartoons. Justice League, Super Friends, all that stuff. That was all that first. Then the next block was the whole Hanna-Barbera. Then the next block was first it was American Bandstand. So you watched all the white folks, and then Soul Train came on, and that's all the black ones. So that's why I was trying to learn all the dances. Yeah. So that was kind of our thing. I'm gonna finish my day because this was Saturday, especially in the summertime. This was Saturdays. So then it was Soul Train. Then it was Elvira, Mrs. the Dark. She had her own special here on Channel 9 of these bad horror films. And she always interrupted the horror films. We saw her boobs. You know, the big thing. Shout out to Cassandra Peterson. We love her. So we did that. Then we watched videos. And then we did that. And then we'd watch, and then we'd go on play for a while. Do whatever. Play
where, on TV or like recorded videos?
No, they were recorded. So towards the late 70s, we had a beta machine. One of the first beta machines. So we was able to record some stuff. So then we did that. And then we play outside for a while. And especially during the summertime. And then we come in and eat dinner and we watch Dance Fever, Solid Gold, all the nighttime kind of stuff. Until we had to go to bed like around 9 or 10. But that was kind of our day because church was on Sunday. So we did all that Saturday. It was a lot. Most of our TV watching was on. We were allowed to watch a lot of TV on Saturdays. Like that was your day to kind of hang out. And all my siblings and my cousins, we all kind of like the same stuff. So there was never really any problems. We didn't really fight about it or anything. But we were go outside folks. It was like go outside. And then in the 80s when video games came, playing outside became going to a video place, an arcade, and playing video games. And then we come back home and we watch Dance Fever, Solid Gold, and all those great 70s, 80s cheesy shows.
What day was cleaning day? Sunday or Saturday?
So for my house, they didn't clean.
What? Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I was the cleaner. I cleaned the house most of the time. I was a small child cleaning the house.
But when?
My family they weren't cleaners.
But I'm saying, so you didn't clean on Saturday mornings, didn't clean on Sundays for church. Was it after school? Like, when was it?
After school because we were latchkey kids. So I would come home. Yeah, so I'd come home, and a lot of times, after my homework was done, I would do laundry. I'd make dinner for the kids, clean the kitchen. My sister Lauren, sometimes she'd do a little bit of cleaning or make us clean, but it was just me. I mean, nobody. My mother didn't clean.
Wow.
She could clean and stuff. She did stuff.
Like for us growing up, it was Sundays, right? Because like Saturday was like we had Saturday school and we watched all the cartoons, and Sunday, if we weren't going to church, we had to clean all the house. All right, I'm gonna ask a semi-serious question. Don't take it the wrong way. It could be fun. But and it's the last question today. So as you get that, we'll be pretty much ready to wrap up. But if you died today and you had a choice of picking someone you knew to give your eulogy, who would it be and why?
It's funny because I don't believe in funerals. So
they exist. What do you mean? They mean you don't believe in them?
Like, I should say I don't like, for me, I don't want a funeral. I want to be cremated, share my ashes to everybody, and then just go to my favorite restaurant. I don't want to
cafe, what, Coco's?
Whatever, Bob Evans. Go to Bob Evans.
Oh yeah, Bob.
You know that. Go to Bob Evans.
With the urn on the desk.
Go to Baker Street Pizza. Go to
Cracker Barrel.
Junior's Cheesecake, Cracker Barrel. All those. So all my places. And just reminisce about James Lott Jr. But to play the game, of course. Who do I want to do my eulogy? That's a really great question. I have no idea. I don't like a
You're
lot.
not getting married again. It's usually the best movie, your best man, but you're not getting married again. So who would give you a eulogy if you were to go, bye?
That's what I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't like a lot of people, so I'm trying to think who would I
Wow.
I don't talk to anybody really, except for you guys. I talk to you guys. I mean, I think you might give a good eulogy for me. You might give me a good eulogy. I think Tony Moore might give me a good eulogy. My sister Zandra, maybe. That's a really good. That's a really good. I don't. I mean, it's really weird because I know there are a lot of folks who like me. I mean, we make jokes and all this kind of stuff, and I know all folks, so they kind of like me. And there are a lot of folks who say nice things about me now out there. They'll say nice things about me and stuff, and they're not my family. They're friends or colleagues, and it's nice. I'm probably any one of them probably could give me a good eulogy. I mean, anybody out there who who's known me on some level, worked with me, whatever. Chris Alfonso, writing for Alfonso. I don't know. I mean, Candace Mack probably could give one. I mean, I feel like there are folks that. It's one of those things. I don't even know what they would say about me. That's the thing. I'm just curious. What would they? I have a couple of friends who are longtime friends who know me 30, 40 years. But there are things they don't know about me because we're not together anymore. Like they don't know this part of my life. They kind of know, but they don't know it. Like they don't know what the fuck I do. They're like, you do something on TV, right? So I'm trying to, or they're not good speakers. So
that's it. It's someone you could speak well enough that you would give enough of a snapshot where you would feel confident with.
I would say Tony Moore probably, or you. Like you guys get my eulogy. I mean, I know I bug you sometimes, but I'm sure you like me on some level. You say something nice, and you're a good speaker. You're a good writer. So I think you guys would do fine. I mean it's.
I'm not a good writer. It's fine, but you'll live forever, so it won't happen to. I'm just saying, you'll live to be 175, like Methuselah. So that's all good.
Still, I'll take it. I'll take it. Look, this. We can preserve this.
Look the same age, But this has been Extra Connections with your boy Flobo taking it over, asking my man JLJ all these questions I always wanted to know the answers to, but now I have an excuse to do it. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to JLJ Media. Great things happening on the pipe. I mean, I can't even mention it because I don't know if I signed an NDA, but definitely going to be some high grade content. And well, you can follow me wherever Flobo Voices are sold, which is apparently nowhere. But Flobo.com, NewAmsterdam.com, KNWAmsterdam.com. And hey, JLJ, got something to say before we get out of here?
Thank you, everybody. I love